Welcome to This Explainer. You know, if you're tired of dealing with constant online payment headaches, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down a tool that's basically changing the game for how smart spenders manage their money on the internet. We're talking about the virtual Visa card. We're going to look at exactly where you should use them, where you might want to be a little careful, and how they can seriously upgrade your digital security. So get comfortable, stay focused, and hey, let's just get right into it. Okay, let's start with a scenario I think we all know way too well. Have you ever tried to buy something online only to have your regular bank card just mysteriously blocked? Or, oh man, perhaps even more frustrating, have you ever signed up for one of those free trials only to realize months later that you completely forgot to cancel a super sneaky subscription and then you can't even find the cancellation button on their website? It is a universal frustration, right? Basically, you're handing over your primary financial lifeline, your actual physical debit or credit card details, to websites you might not completely trust. And honestly, that is exactly the problem we're solving today. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover, first, the virtual card magic. Second, the top online use cases. Third, when to use caution. Fourth, the CardUpNow advantage. And finally, number 5, smart virtual spending habits. All right, section 1, the virtual card magic. What exactly is a virtual card? Okay, let's dive into this. So a virtual Visa card is, well, exactly what it sounds like. It's a digital-only payment card. The absolutely crucial point here is that it gives you everything you need to make a transaction instantly. You get the 16-digit number, the CVV security code, and the expiry date right then and there. There's no waiting around for a piece of physical plastic in the mail, and frankly, there's nothing to lose out of your physical wallet. Think of it like a really powerful burner shield for your primary bank details. Because it works almost everywhere Visa is accepted online, it basically stands like a wall between the wild west of the internet and your actual bank account. It gives you a massive, massive layer of privacy and control. Moving right along to section 2, top online use cases. This is what we call the green light zone.
Now, these are the scenarios where virtual cards absolutely shine. First up, global marketplaces like Amazon, AliExpress, or Shein. Look, if you're shopping a lot and making multiple transactions across these huge sites, using a virtual card protects your main bank card from fraud or, accidental overcharges. Next up, subscriptions. Actually, this is my absolute favorite trick. Netflix, ChatGPT, Spotify. If you create a separate virtual card for each individual subscription, you can freeze that specific card instantly. Literally, no more hunting for a complicated cancellation process deep in some website settings. You just click a button and turn the card off. Boom, done. Then we have digital ads. If you run a business, you know Google Ads or Meta Ads can sometimes unexpectedly decline regular debit cards because they flag them as risky. A funded virtual card easily bypasses those sudden, annoying bank blocks. And finally, international payments. Whether you're a freelancer or you're just buying global software, your local bank might aggressively decline foreign transactions. A virtual card cuts right through those strict local bank decline rules, keeping your work flowing smoothly without a hitch.
All right, let's shift gears to section 3, when to use caution. Basically the yellow and red zones. So there's actually a really fascinating contrast here, especially in the travel industry. Virtual cards work incredibly smoothly for prepaid online bookings. If you're buying a flight or paying for a hotel completely upfront online, you are totally good to go. It actually really helps prevent your bank from freezing your physical card due to a sudden, unexpected foreign travel charge. But, and this is a big but, our yellow light here, you really must use caution with pay-at-property hotels and car rentals. Why? Well, because when you actually show up at the rental desk or the hotel lobby, they almost always require a physical card to hold a security deposit and, verify your physical identity. You obviously can't hand a virtual card to the clerk for a physical swipe or a chip read. So the pro move here is use the virtual card to book the reservation safely online, but always bring your actual physical card for the deposit when you arrive. Okay, now for the hard red lights. Where do virtual cards absolutely not work? Well, first off, ATMs or cash withdrawals. Kind of obvious, but without a physical card to insert or tap, you simply cannot pull out physical cash. Second, physical stores that don't take Apple Pay or Google Pay. If you walk into a little mom and pop shop that only has a traditional swipe machine, your virtual card just won't help you there. You really need to be able to add the virtual card to your digital wallet to tap to pay. And finally, offline services or government offices that strictly require you to physically present a card as proof of identity. For these specific offline situations, just keep your physical card handy. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how we solve these limitations. Section 4, the CardNow advantage, the ultimate solution.
Let's look at why CardUpNow is the superior choice for financial services in this space. First of all, speed. You can create an instant virtual Visa card within seconds, literally seconds. There's zero waiting around when you have an urgent payment to make. But the really crucial point here, and honestly this is a massive game changer, is the ability to top up using crypto. If you live in a region with strict banking regulations or you deal with international clients, funding your card with crypto completely bypasses slow bank transfers and regional blocks entirely. It's huge. Plus, CardUpNow lets you create multiple customized cards. You can have one dedicated just for your personal subscriptions, one for your Facebook ads, and completely separate cards for different freelance clients, all with their own specific spending limits. And hey, if you're scaling up your business, they offer a CardUp Elite upgrade, which gives you higher limits and way smoother operations for team spending.
Moving into our final part, Section 5, Smart Virtual Spending Habits. These are the pro tips. Okay, here is how you build a rock-solid personal finance strategy using all this. Step 1, use separate cards for your recurring subscriptions. Guys, I seriously cannot stress this enough. Isolate your Netflix from your gym membership. It makes budgeting and, more importantly, canceling incredibly easy. Step 2, add your virtual card to Apple Pay or Google Pay immediately. Doing this instantly solves that in-store limitation we talked about earlier, allowing you to securely tap to pay at millions of physical locations. And step 3, keep a small backup balance on a spare virtual card just for emergencies. If your primary physical card ever gets lost or stolen while you're traveling, you have an instantly accessible digital backup ready to go right on your phone. I want to leave you with this thought directly from our source material today. Once you try it, you'll probably use it more than your physical card. And honestly, thinking about it, it makes total sense. The peace of mind alone is absolutely worth it. You no longer have to blindly trust every single random website with your primary bank account details. So the question is, are you ready to take control of your online spending and truly secure your digital privacy? If you want to instantly launch the best prepaid virtual card for your global needs, I highly recommend you visit CardUpNow.com to get started today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay secure out there and keep learning.